A is for airplane. We traveled both to and from Florida by plane for this trip and spent lots of time in the airport.
B is for bus. Almost every day, we were on a bus driving around Orlando, and we had some very meaningful bus chats along the way.
C is for communications. The purpose of this trip was to visit companies that are part of the communications industry, and that we did. Our cohort visited 8 total companies throughout the trip.
D is for Disney. We were fortunate to be gifted a full day in Walt Disney World, and it was an incredibly fun but exhausting day spent making memories with friends.
D is also for Digital Brew, a video animation and production company that we had the pleasure of visiting.
E is for Elon University. We are very fortunate and thankful to be communications fellows at Elon University. Not many college students get to experience a trip like this.
F is for fellows and friends. This trip brought our cohort closer together and allowed us to bond with each other, such as the snowball fight that broke out in the hotel parking lot before flying to Florida.
G is for gators. Florida is known for its extraordinary wildlife, especially alligators. Although we didn't see any, there were signs absolutely everywhere warning us about them.
H is for House of Blues. In Disney Springs, there's a House of Blues restaurant and venue with lots of cool merchandise and buildings, including this water tower.
I is for industry. During this trip, we were able to deeply experience the communications industry and explore potential future career paths.
J is for journalism. Although we did visit a news station, we found that journalism has a place in many different companies across the communications industry, not just in a newsroom.
K is for knowledge. Reflecting on this trip, we both feel we have increased knowledge of the inner workings of the communications industry.
L is for lakes. In class, we learned that Florida has an extraordinary number of lakes, many of them filling in sinkholes. This was on full display as our plane landed in the Sunshine State.
M is for mindful travel. Nothing was more important to us on this trip than practicing mindful travel. Mindful travel involves taking it slow, savoring every moment, and refraining from frustration and staying calm.
N is for news. Our visit to WKMG News 6 was amazing. We were able to sit in the studio for the live noon broadcast and stay after for a Q&A with the anchors, crew, and newsroom. This was an extremely insightful visit.
O is for Orlando. Most of our time on this trip was spent in the greater Orlando area. Going to company visits allowed us to see parts of Orlando beyond its tourism industry.
P is for Push and Pulse. Push is an ad agency that helps to create cohesive brand identities. P is also for the Pulse Nightclub Memorial, where we recognize the 49 individuals who lost their lives on June 12, 2016. After this tragic event, Push started and grew an ad campaign with the hashtag #KeepDancingOrlando. This fostered positivity in Orlando and across the country in a difficult time.
Q is for quit. Many times throughout the trip, we were tired and really wanted to quit. But we remembered that we were fortunate to be where we were, and what we were learning will be useful to us in the future.
R is for Rainforest Cafe. While at Disney Springs, we had a very enjoyable meal at the Rainforest Cafe with friends, fellows, and creepy animals.
S is for SeaWorld. On the free day, I, Tyler, a coaster enthusiast, visited SeaWorld Orlando and rode most of its roller coasters. This bumps me up to 138 different roller coasters ridden in 3 different countries.
T is for tourism. Tourism is Orlando's largest industry, bringing in $87.6 billion in economic impact in 2023 according to Visit Orlando.
U is for the USTA National Campus. We also had the pleasure of touring the United States Tennis Association National Campus and meeting with its communications team.
V is for Visit Orlando. We were able to learn about the communications work that goes into Visit Orlando's tourism promotion. While we were there, we were also given a tour of the massive Orange County Convention Center.
W is for weather. While it was snowing back in Elon, Orlando's weather ranged from the low 50s to high 60s, making for a comfortable reprieve from the cold.
And X is for xylophone. We couldn't come up with anything for X, so X is xylophone. I'm sure there's a xylophone somewhere in Orlando, we just didn't see it.
So we've come to Y. Why go to Florida?
Z, a zillion reasons.